Target Intelligence, Psyop, an Ironclad original. Chapter 1. The Zone. On the afternoon of November 3rd, 2021, a college chemistry professor named Marig Amar Abra was returning home after a day of meetings at Ethiopia's Bahir Dar University. As he was opening the main gate to his home, several men on motorcycles pulled up behind him. Several other armed men were hiding in the shadows. Before he could get into his house, they took out guns, shot him at close range, stole his car, and sped off into the city. Just weeks before his murder, posts on Facebook accused Marig of backing a rebel group during a period of regional violence that centered on tensions with an ethnic minority group in Ethiopia called the Tigray. One of the posts included his picture and his home address.
Over the time that I was at Facebook, a huge conflict went from being kind of like, oh, we think this is going to be a problem, to like 500,000 people died.
That's Frances Haugen. She's a Silicon Valley insider who has served in leadership positions at Google, Yelp, Pinterest, and Facebook, where she was a product manager when violence first started breaking out in Ethiopia.
You had expats, so you didn't even have people in the country. You had people who had left the country who were targeting psychological operations back into the country, saying, there is this ethnic group, the Tigray, they are the worst thing in the world, they persecuted you, you should go kill them.
The posts that have been linked to Marig's murder accused the professor of providing resources and money to the Tigray forces. Eventually, Facebook took the post down for violating community policies. But for Marig, it was too late.
An Ethiopian man whose father was murdered during the country's war has joined in a lawsuit against Meta.
And according to Haugen, this wasn't an isolated incident. Foreign governments and violent groups were using the platform to execute well-planned psyops. Many of them involved using fake accounts on the platforms to spread targeted misinformation meant to spark violence and empower groups already predisposed to political and racial violence. An adversary wouldn't need their own ground forces in a country if they could simply convince parts of their population to carry out violence on its behalf, without even knowing they were doing the bidding of a foreign enemy. Less than 2 years after Haugen joined the Facebook leadership team, she testified before Congress. Facebook had become ground zero for psychological operations that were rapidly reshaping geopolitical power.
During my time working with the Threat Intelligence Org, so I was a product manager supporting the counter-espionage team.
Here is Frances testifying before the Senate Commerce Committee on October 21st, 2021.
Tracking Chinese participation on the platform, surveilling, say, Uyghur populations. My team directly worked on in places around the world that you could actually find the Chinese based on them doing these kinds of things. We also saw active participation of, say, the Iran government doing espionage on other state actors. So this is definitely a thing that is happening, and I believe Facebook's consistent understaffing of the counter-espionage, information operations, and counterterrorism teams is a national security issue.
The statement surprised members of Congress.
So you are saying, in essence, that the platform, whether Facebook knows it or not, is being utilized by some of our adversaries in a way that helps push and promote their interests at the expense of America's?
Yes, Facebook's still very aware that this is happening on the platform. And I believe the fact that Congress doesn't get a report of exactly how many people are working on these things internally is unacceptable, because you have a right to keep the American people safe.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Senator Sullivan. You may have just opened an area for another hearing.
Sorry. Yeah. I have strong national security concerns about how Facebook operates today.
Well, Mr. Chairman, maybe we should, right? I mean, it's a
I'm not being at all facetious.